For over 2 centuries, a small island off the coast of Nova Scotia has held the world captive, Oak Island. Its name is spoken in hushed tones, synonymous with one of the greatest treasure hunts in history. It began, as legends so often do, with a simple discovery. In 1795, 3 young men noticed a peculiar depression in the earth. Beneath it, an old oak tree bore the marks of a block and tackle, an invitation, a promise of something buried, something of immense value. They began to dig, their shovels striking not bedrock but a series of wooden platforms, placed at regular intervals deep into the clay. This was no natural formation. It was the work of intelligent, determined hands. The story grew with each passing generation. The original shaft, now known as the Money Pit, became a siren's call for fortune seekers and adventurers. The day is August 25th, 2025. The air hangs heavy and wet. A low grey sky presses down upon the island, threatening a storm that mirrors the tempest of anticipation in the hearts of the team. For months, they have worked to build a colossal cofferdam, a steel fortress against the sea, isolating the Money Pit from the cunning flood tunnels that have defeated all who came before. This is the grandest assault ever mounted on the island's defenses. A final definitive attempt to drain the pit and walk on its floor. The hum of generators is a constant, deep-throated growl. The wind fights to be heard. Every member moves with a quiet, focused intensity. Little conversation, just exchanged glances, hope and trepidation. They've seen too many false dawns to surrender to pure optimism. Mud clings to their boots, a physical reminder of the island's reluctance. Rain begins, first a fine mist, then thick, cold droplets that hiss on the hot metal of the machinery. The island seems to weep, or to try one last time to wash them away. The lead engineer stands at the edge of the great shaft, floodlights on his face. He stares down into inky blackness. The sound of the pumps is a deafening, relentless roar. It is the sound of progress, but also of a colossal struggle. Water, black and ancient, is being torn from the depths where it has rested for centuries. It pours out through enormous hoses, a torrent of mud-brown liquid that carries with it the debris of past searches and the secrets of the earth. The team works in shifts, their faces grim with concentration. They monitor gauges, clear intake filters, and reinforce the walls of the pit as the pressure changes. The rain continues its assault, turning the entire worksite into a treacherous landscape of slick metal and deep clinging mud. Hour after hour, the water level drops. It is a slow, agonizingly gradual process. Every foot of progress is a victory hard won. The team watches the depth markers with an almost religious fervor. 100 feet, 120 feet. They are passing the points of previous failures, entering territory that no human has seen with their own eyes. The anticipation is a physical weight, pressing down on their shoulders. A specialized descent cage is prepared, equipped with powerful lights and high-resolution cameras. This is the final journey. The lead archaeologist steps inside. The chief engineer steps in beside her. The weight of the moment is etched on their faces. The winch groans as it takes their weight. The cage begins its slow, methodical descent. The world above shrinks to a small circle of grey, rainy sky. The journey down is a journey through time. The cage passes the splintered remains of 19th century searcher platforms and charred timbers from a fire that once raged here, and the modern drill holes and disturbances from later expeditions. A vertical museum of obsession. The air grows thick and heavy. It smells of wet clay, of ancient wood, and of something else, an odd metallic tang. The lights of the cage cut through absolute blackness, illuminating walls slick with moisture. As they near the bottom, the sludge gives way to a more solid floor. There are no chests, no scattered gold coins, no skeletal remains. There is only this floor, a perfect dark expanse. In the center of the perfectly flat stone floor stands an object. It's the first thing that draws the eye, a real focal point in this immense dark chamber. The chamber is immense, far larger than cameras suggested, but you know, it's not a treasure chest. It's not a pile of bullion, it's something else entirely. It's a large, cubical structure, maybe 10 feet on each side, made of a metal that doesn't reflect their lights in any way they understand. No, it's a deep, lusterless black, almost like it's absorbing the light, swallowing it whole. And the surface, it's not entirely smooth. It's covered in these intricate lines and geometric patterns, all etched with this impossible precision. As her light plays across its surface, a low hum begins to emanate from within the cube, a deep, resonant frequency they can feel in the soles of their boots. The etched lines on its surface begin to glow, not with a harsh electric light, but with a soft, internal luminescence, shifting through colors of deep blue and violet. The team on the surface watches, breathless, through the live camera feed. Even the hushed whispers in the command tent have stopped. There's only the sound of the explorers breathing, transmitted over the comm system. The archaeologist approaches the object slowly, her hand outstretched, though she doesn't dare touch it. This object, the treasure, or rather, it's the secret that the treasure was meant to hide. The elaborate pits, the flood tunnels, the centuries of misdirection. It was all a monumental effort to protect this machine. The realization dawns on them, and it's chillingly certain. They haven't found the answer to the Oak Island mystery. They've just discovered how little they truly knew about the question. The shock is palpable. A wave of silent incomprehension travels from the pit floor to the surface command center. The team stares at the monitors, at the glowing, humming cube. The world tilts on its axis. For 200 years, the quest meant buried wealth. Now that idea lies in ruins. There is no gold. There are no jewels. There is only this impossible machine, a pulsating heart of unknown purpose, resting in its subterranean cathedral. Implications cascade through their minds. The flood tunnels, once thought defensive, now look different. Perhaps they weren't to keep people out. Perhaps they were a cooling system, a vital part of the machine's process. The pit's depth wasn't to hide treasure, but to house something powerful, something that needed Earth's mass as shielding or as a foundation for its work. The whole island, strange geology and engineered features, might be one massive machine, with the cube as its central engine. The peculiar swamp, shaped like a triangle, might be a massive discharge or settling pond. Magnetic anomalies, unusual chemical signatures, now read as echoes of a powerful energy field. Perhaps it draws geothermal energy from the Earth's core. Perhaps it harnesses the immense power of tidal forces, Bay of Fundy. Or perhaps the machine is its own power source, a self-sustaining engine. Think of the energy required. The treasure was a lie. A brilliant, enduring piece of misdirection. A story that made generations dig to spend their fortunes and their lives. The cube's symbols are like nothing seen before. They don't belong to any known civilization. Not Egyptian, not Norse, not Masonic. Precise, abstract, complex, like a schematic beyond 17th or 18th century engineers. This object's existence rewrites Oak Island's history and possibly the history of technology. They searched for the what, but the secret was the how. The money pit is not a vault. It is a housing, a power station, a reactor chamber. The whole island might be an active, integrated technological system. The machine's existence deepens the mystery exponentially. The sense of awe within the chamber is profound. The machine hums its silent, ancient song, its lights pulsing in the darkness like a slow, steady breath. The explorers, standing at the bottom of the pit, are no longer treasure hunters. They have become something else. Witnesses. The real mystery has only just begun. All previous questions have been answered, replaced by new ones of a far greater and more intimidating scale. Who could have built this? No known human culture possessed the knowledge or the materials. The precision of the stonework, the metallurgy of the cube, the advanced understanding of geology and hydrology. It points to a level of sophistication that should not exist in the pit's supposed time frame. We are forced to look beyond the known maps of history, into the uncharted territories of who or what might have visited our world. Were they a lost, hyper-advanced civilization of humans, an Atlantis of the North Atlantic, or do the origins lie further afield? The alien nature of the technology, the symbols that match no known language, forces us to consider possibilities that science has long held at arm's length. Are we looking at the work of visitors, of beings who came to this world in the distant past for a purpose we may never know? The machine remains. It is the new center of the world for those who know of it. Its rhythmic pulse is a clock counting down to what? Is it waiting for a signal? A celestial alignment? Is it waiting for a signal? A celestial alignment? Or is it simply doing its work, as it has for countless centuries, indifferent to the small, fleeting creatures that have finally stumbled upon its control room? The responsibility on the shoulders of the discoverers is immense. How do you share this knowledge with a world that's not ready for it? How do you study a machine whose workings you cannot possibly fathom? The Oak Island mystery is not solved. It has been reborn. The search has only just begun,